I mean, I could just say that Lion is not a good hero, but whatever. We will see.
It's in the bag.
Do you not have a word or what happened here? Why don't you have a word?
30 seconds to battle!
Are you in a party queue? Did you not ask your teammates for words? Are you literally queued with these guys? Wait, are you guys not a 3-stack, or am I just like insane?
I would give all this and my blood too if it meant the sky.
I mean, I'm just gonna tell you right now, a large part of this replay, just from analysis standpoint, is you're playing mid lane. Like, this hero does not function the same way as normal mids. Everything is going to be different because you're playing this and not an actual mid hero. The reason why this hero is not a good mid is because your scalability is just way worse. You're also super susceptible to dying and getting ganked in the mid game. Like, even fucking Zeus mid has an escape. You have none. Which means you're always going to be super high risk fighting, because as soon as someone hits you with a single goddamn spell, you're going to implode. And to scale, you don't want to die, right? It's like a lot of your game is going to be based around just that fact. This lane matchup, you probably get mana drain, and you probably just spam mana drain on this guy. Let's see what happens though. Don't use your stun like that. So like, right here, like nothing's happening, right? You're not hitting him, he's not hitting you. Like, if you want to auto the wave a bit to push it into him, it's fine. But you don't push the stun because A, it's not for the range creep, and 2, you're not going to hit him, right? Like, you didn't even see him when you use the stun because he's sitting on this hill. Like, ordinarily... Wait, what do you mean you would miss the creep? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, think of it this way, right? The most important creep in the wave, every single wave, is the range creep. So you always save your spell for that creep only, and if you miss the other CS, then so be it. You just missed, right? Like, you don't use your spell unless you're gonna get a creep and the hero, right? It's like when you ground stun, lion stun, it goes farther. So if you wanted to do that, you would want to know where he was standing, walk further up, and then hit the creep and him, and then it would be okay. But since you just threw out a random stun to get the creep, this is like, and it's not the range creep, it's just a bad stun, right? Never do that on any hero. You want hero damage plus creep, or you want range creep. One of those two things. If you're not getting both, it's just not a good spell press. Also, I'm not entirely sure how much this hero really needs bottom mid, but I guess there's no reason to not get it, because the runes just spawn so much. Also, like in this situation right here, when you're pushing in the wave like that, like even this stun is not good, right? Same reasoning as before. Like pushing the wave is not bad when you're mid, and because you're like pushing into him or whatever, this would be fine if you were doing it at like the 2-minute mark. So like so far, you've thrown 3 stuns. This guy's just auto attacking you, right? He's getting chip damage on you. You're going exclusively for the CS, and he's creating a health disparity. You haven't tangoed yet. You're at half. He's at like 80% life, right? Maybe like 90%. So when you're back here, right? If this guy walks up to hit, you hit him and you run away. You hit once and you turn back. Because what's going to happen is you're going to hit him. You're going to draw creep aggro. And then you're going to turn around because you don't want to tank these. And he's also going to pull your wave into him, right? Like if he were to attack you right here, that's what would happen is he would pull this wave, you would pull this wave, and then you would both turn around. Yeah, but I'm just telling you, right? Like, good mid players, they're gonna take trades when you're gonna tank the wave, and then you want to make them tank the wave when they're you know, hitting you. So like here, like you're pushing in the wave, which in of itself would be okay, but you have to be ready for him to walk in, you know? Like when he walks in right here, you have to be ready to hit him straight up. And you also actually technically want to be standing on top of the hill right here, right? If you want to play this aggressive, which is fine in the mid lane, because this guy is like not pressuring you at this point in time, you would stand up here, right? Because you don't want the mischance. Like right here, I think you're technically still on the not on the hill. I think you have to literally be like over this line, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, being up here is good. Like this positioning is fine because now you have creep advantage, yeah? So this guy, when he hits you now, if he walks up here, he's going to get both of these. And then if he uses wind run, you just turn around, right? But you always want to be prioritizing hitting the hero because he hits you once, he hits you twice, he hits you 3 times before you hit him once, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you try to mana drain. He hit you 8 times and power shot you in the face. And you hit him once. You see what I'm saying? And he had less creeps than you when he did that. And yeah, he's going to have wind run, but you have to make him use the spell and then run away. You know, reset, then go back in, do it again, reset. Because eventually this hero will run out of mana before bottle, but she did buy a stick, so maybe she... What the fuck? Why does she have 3 mangoes? Okay, whatever. Different discussion, doesn't matter. So she's not going to run out of mana, I guess. But you're not going to... Like, typically, you're not going to encounter a guy who just has 3 fucking mangoes, and since you're playing Lion mid, people are just going to buy stick against you, because that's just how it is. So mana drain spam probably won't work here. I don't think I would skill Hex. This is, like, not useful. Mostly because you would get this in a side lane when you actually have kill threat, but this shit costs way too much mana, you know? You're pretty much only using this spell to secure creeps and deal some harass damage when you can, which we've already talked about. We haven't really connected on any stuns. So we've used like a full mana bar. We took a ton of damage, and we didn't really get any damage on him, right? And the reason why the damage is good is because even though we're up CS, we want to make the other guy expend resources. Like better mids, like the higher MMR you get, people are just going to be better at CSing, and you're not going to have this type of creep disparity just by the guy not knowing how to right click. You know, there's a lot you can learn just from watching like any decent mid player, like how much they prioritize the trade versus actually going for the wave itself. Because once you start taking like 2 or 3 good trades in a row, the other guy will just be straight up zoned away. You know, like even though this guy has no CS, you see the effect of like him hitting you 1,000,000 times. Sometimes you just have to back off and you're not able to really play the wave the way that you want to. You're also like only ever mana draining the creep and not him. Right? So like I would be 2-0-1 right now, probably even into 2-0-2, and I would just be mana drain spamming him to make him use his own mana. And like despite him having 3 mangoes in a normal matchup, that's definitely how you would play it, right? But like all these stuns, they don't really accomplish anything in the lane other than to get creeps. And mid, that's not enough. You know, you need more value out of your spell pressing. Even though you technically have like infinite mana, right? Because you're Lion, you can just mana drain. And it's very obvious that this guy is, like, super bad, too. But... Alright, so... We didn't buy bottle, we don't have boots. I would say, buy 6. If you're not at least ready to gank a side lane, with, like, having boots and a TP ready and, like, a lot of mana, it would most likely be a problem. And, theoretically, even as Lion, you probably still want bottle anyway, because power runes are insane. You know? You get a haste, that's a kill. You get an invis, that's a kill. You get a shield rune, it's probably, like... the ability to just dive a tower completely unencumbered, and it's just... Runes are probably too good. Especially at this level, where it's very apparent that the enemy team is not, like, skilled. So take advantage of the runes. Like, rune control directly translates into killing everybody in the game, and that translates into map control, right? So you want that. That's kind of your job as a mid player, to establish control of the mid game. Yeah, Naked Midas is super awful. Like, it's just really bad. Like, you buy this item because you feel like you're really far ahead. But when you get really far ahead as the mid, your job is to exert your influence in other places on the map. It's not to just continually hit creeps. Unless you're playing some shit like Alk or Sniper, right? Then you're gonna probably do that, because that's what your hero dictates that you do. But you play this hero, you buy, like, treads. You know, you buy this treads, you buy a blink dagger, whatever, you buy aghanims, you go to side lanes, you cast finger on the cores. This guy's like going on you or whatever. There's also another thing. Like right now,
Not
you already want to have sent your other observer out. So like at the 5-minute mark, if you're not sending out an observer and a sentry to both D-ward and ward your own lane to get rune control, you're kind of fucking it. Every single mid in the game does this. All of them. Any decent mid. You know, 5 minutes, they're going to send out the courier. It's going to have whatever item that they're saving for. It's going to have an observer and it's going to have a sentry, and they're going to place them both. They're going to try to get the other mid's ward because they don't want that guy to see where the rune spawns. Yeah? So you're going to get the 6-minute rune because you're going to take control of that away from the other guy. And hopefully you're also winning the lane by that point. So if he goes for it, you can either just kill him or force him off. Right? Now, if supports rotate, that's another thing. But based on the level of this game so far, I doubt the people in the side lanes even know that the runes spawn every 2 minutes. So you're probably good on that front. So yeah, send out your obs, send out your sentry, D-ward. Please, for the love of Christ, buy boots at least. If you're going to do this shit, at least have boots, because that way your TP response is going to be so bad right now. If you TP to a side lane, you have 290 movement speed. How are you going to cast your spells on anybody? How are you going to cast them? Who are you going to catch with 290 MS? Right? Like, this shit is like... You're playing a very high-risk mid, and you're also playing to greed instead of to kill heroes. Right? Like, Lion wants to kill shit. This Midas stuff just ain't it. It's just not good. Like, if you wanted to go treads into Midas and to Blink, I would be more okay with that, because at least then, you know that you're going to be able to... Okay. Okay, this is just a never use finger situation. So we can just chalk this up to not understanding how much damage you do. Like, you also didn't even click on this guy. Like, this guy has 900 HP. Yeah. You need to know how much damage this does at level 1, right? So base magic res is 25, which means this spell always, unless the guy has extra MR, does 450 every single time. 450. That's what it's going to do. So if this guy has like more than 600 HP, that means that this spell will never kill him on its own, and you'll need to auto him to kill him. And if he has more than 700, you just literally cannot kill at all. Yeah, it deals 600, but base MR is 25, right? So it takes off 150. That's 450 damage. If you're going to play this shit, you need to know exactly how much damage you do, so you know exactly when the guy is going to die. If you don't know those numbers, you cannot cast your spells unless they're like giga low, right? So you wasted, you know, a 2.5-minute CD on a kill that you didn't even know that you would get because he just ran at you. I'm assuming you just panicked and, you know, thought it would kill him. I mean, it was close, but it's still never going to happen. Like, you see those situations and you say to yourself, man, that was really close. I almost killed that guy. The thing is, you didn't almost kill him. He will literally never die to that, you know? Like, that's the mentality that you have to shake off. It's not an almost kill. It's a, you were never going to kill him. Please don't cast your spells like that.
Mine.
Yeah, so now we get forced back to base. We have a Midas recipe. The thing is, your farm is still really good because the other guy's mechanics are just trash, right? Like, he just doesn't know how to hit creeps. So despite this weird-ass stuff that we're doing... I mean, the recipe really doesn't matter. Like, Glove of Haste, yes, you shouldn't ordinarily buy the recipe, but it's fucking Lion mid, bro. Like, the attack speed, it does help you CS, but this guy's so bad at it that it probably doesn't matter. Like, technically, yes, you're right. You should just buy the glove. But, like, in this niche case, it's meaningless. Oh, shit, he gave you the sneaky sneak. Yeah, you still don't have a word, by the way. Like, it's been 8.5 minutes. You can just buy an obs at any time and just send it out for yourself.
Really.
Go Midas the camp. Don't go back in, you greedy son of a bitch. Just go Midas the creep camp. You're a psychopath, dude. You can't even see the high ground. You don't even know if he has a ward. Anybody could TP and kill you right now. You don't have boots. You can't do this. Buy an observer ward, bro. Please. Buy an observer ward and buy boots. D-ward the mid lane, dude. Yeah, you're also just not using your Midas. I assume you use it on the camp over here. This shit's giving me anxiety, low-key. Yeah, like, your farm is fine and everything. What's happening? Oh, you're picking your neutral item. I see. Okay, maybe work on your multitasking ability, too. If it takes you, like, 8 seconds to choose your neutral item, we probably want to work on that. You should just know which ones are good for you, and like at most you're gonna ever have 2 choices, and you just click them, right? All right, so we have boots now. We send out a south. All right, so we got mana drain level 2. Mana's vibing. We're vibing. If this guy is not in the lane, by the way, you just want to stun and pressure, you know? Like, if you notice... Okay, so another thing about mid, if you're going to keep playing this lane, every 5 minutes the cart spawns, right? So 5-minute wave, cart, 10-minute wave, cart. So that means at 5:30 and 10, like... Well, okay, it's more like 5:20 and 10:20. There's going to be a cart on the wave, yeah? If the enemy mid is gone... You push that wave as hard as you fucking can. You literally beat the ever-loving shit out of it because you want the cart to hit the T1. This is true for basically any time in the game where you know that the mid's going to rotate for either a rune or he's going to rotate like TP. You see him TP to a side lane, whatever. As long as that's the case, you just push the shit out of the wave. Like you do this TP, which by the way, just for clarity's sake, the mid player does not TP to the fucking outpost, okay? You are not TPing to the outpost in a 10-minute game. That shit is... It is so hard to connect with this TP. It's gonna take you like 15 fucking seconds to get there. Like, bro, you cannot do that. Like, these guys might die. I'm gonna level with you. These guys might actually die because it's this level of game. But this is not a good habit to build. Like, this guy goes in. You're probably like, dude, I TP'd. Oh, actually, you don't even catch him. Yeah, unlucky. So yeah, rule of thumb, don't TP to the outpost. Like, you knew the T1 was dead. You already looked bottom, right? And now, like, you don't have this TP. You're sitting here hitting this offlane T1. Okay, the Warlock walked up and died. But let's not try to look at this as a situation where it's like, my TP resulted in a kill. It's, this TP didn't connect, and this guy just haphazardly walked in front of me and died, right? Result-oriented thinking is very bad in this type of situation because it can lead you in the wrong direction. This move was super duper bad. Because now, like, all this pressure that you could have had in the mid lane, you could have pushed this wave. You had a cart alive. Your cart is actually still alive, despite no one actually being here for X amount of time. It's fine. Like, let's go back and... So when we're right here, like, obviously the replay is a bit bugged, but you look bottom, I see this wave, I'm just going to stun that wave. You know, I'm going to stun this wave. I'm going to look at the fight happening bottom. I'm going to realize this T1's not here. And I'm not going to TP because if I TP, my chances of connection are just like 0. You know, like it takes too long to get to this fight. So I'm pushing this. I'm killing this creep. I'm killing this cart. I'm hitting the T1. I'm applying map pressure, right? That is the best thing you can do in situations where you can't immediately put yourself in an engagement. You know, because you have ult, right? You're probably sitting on finger going, damn, I really want to cast this spell. And it's okay to hold it. If the fight is too hard to get to, that's fine, right? You just have to accept that sometimes you're just not going to be able to be there, and that's perfectly okay. The next best thing to do is to pressure the mid lane. Alright, so what do we do after? We need to send out a new TP. I get that you're doing like the whole Merlini thing. Like, travels in of itself are fine. Alright, we die here. Alright, let's take a gander. Alright, so our TB dies. We're still kind of just sitting here farming the camp while we're getting ran at. We have no resources, kind of. Yeah, like, so this is how I do it, right? This is my own personal approach to whenever I'm in a situation like this. I just look at my own resources first before I look at my team. I just go, okay, well, I use Finger because we had to kill the Warlock. I have like half HP. I get hit by anything, I'm just going to fucking flop over because I'm a lion. Yeah. So I don't even know if I'm hitting this creep camp at that point. I probably don't even hit this. I'm just backing straight away. Like, in a perfect world, we're still just sitting mid here. Like, this death, we would just be in the mid lane. And then we would be vibing because nobody would be touching us. Everybody, like, over TP'd to the bot fight. And we're just hitting the T1 for free. Or maybe we, you know, maybe somebody else TPs to the mid lane instead of bottom. You know? And then we're fine. But we took a ton of damage on our tower there too. So, like, look at the health disparity now between the T1s. Like, this TP bottom actually caused this to happen. That one TP, you went from here and you TP'd to this outpost. And because you did that, you lost like 40% of the life on your T1 mid. because you did one bad TP and you died on top of that to the enemy mid. That's how much of a difference that one bad TP makes in the game. Like, this tower could be dead if no one TP'd to it, right? Because you had a cart, you were standing there, you had a way to clear the wave, you had all this pressure that was available to you, and you could have just killed the T1, but instead your T1 takes half HP, you die, your teammates die, everything in the bottom fight just went poorly, like... And it's not even because we knew that the fight was going to go bad, it's just because the base decision that we made was just not a good one, right? Like, no matter what the result of the bottom fight, we still should never do that move. You got to get those ideas out of your head. Like, this is fine, you know?
Haste.
Every coin helps.
Money changes hands.
Well, it's not even about the fight going ideal. You're also going to a place on the map that has relatively low value. Like, think about going to the enemy offlane to kill their tier 1 when they have every single TP available because just nothing's happening on the map, right? It's a low-value tower, first and foremost, because nobody's going to be roshing this early stage in the game anyway. So taking that tower away really doesn't give you anything of true value unless you were going to go for like a 14-minute rune seal, right? It's like being on this part of the map just doesn't really feel good for you at all. Like you still, for the most part, want to be occupying like the top side of the map, like enemy jungle, take away their camps, and you are basically inhabiting a space that, like, look at your farm pattern. Like, look at where you're moving. Like, let's think about this objectively, right? In terms of, like, why did we go down here in the first place? Like, what's the benefit? Like, we're sitting in this spot in mid lane, and we get the free wave push, you know? If we want to farm a camp, we can just walk to the large camp. We see, like, some hero hitting wards here. Okay, we want to try to kill this guy. Okay, we get a kill. Now, as soon as this guy's dead... As soon as this guy dies, we should just rubber band right back here, because this is a good place to occupy. We don't want anybody to be able to pressure our tier 1, like nobody's there. You and the TB are standing next to each other, the two supports are dead, the Slardar is in base. So you have this whole fucking section of the map. Like, look at this, there is so much space here that you can be at. You could even be top if you wanted. I wouldn't recommend top, but mid is definitely good. But I'm just saying, like, all this space is just there. Nobody's using it. And for value, you don't want to farm next to this guy. This guy wants this camp, he wants this camp, he wants this camp, he wants the 2 down here, and he wants the wave. That's a fucking terror blade, brother. You being here is encroaching on his space that he needs to get items. Now, is this guy Arteezy and he's going to farm every single camp before the minute mark? Probably not. But you should not be here because this guy doesn't want you to be here, right? Now, if he's getting ganked, and he needs like a TP response or some shit, and you want to save him, that's fine. But as soon as the fighting is done, you want to look at the map and be like, what part of the map is good for me to be at? And it's never your own fucking safe lane past like 8 minutes as the mid player. Like, if you TP to stop a dive, like I said, great. But as soon as the fight ends, you need to go to a space that makes sense to be at, and this one just doesn't make sense.
Live to see the dawn.
Yeah, you don't want to be in this kind of spot. Also, you kind of just have no health sustain, and you're just taking 1 million damage from creep camps. Like, if you want to farm like this, you need to pull the creeps out of the camp, because, like, you just have 400 HP, right? Like, what if a fight were to occur somewhere on the map? You know, and you have this TP scroll, and you have finger, and you're at 400 life. You're going to TP in and use your spells and just insta-die, you know? You're just, like, walking around the map, taking damage from shit that you don't need to take damage from. It's also why you should always be prioritizing farming the lane over farming the neutrals, because you don't have a way to recover the lost health.
Money to burn.
But yeah. This TP, I don't understand this. Wait, hold on. Why did you TP here?
Money to burn.
Why did we TP? We see a golem. We see the wave pushing in. The TB's gonna respawn in 9 seconds. The TB has teleport. Yeah, okay, this TP is still terrible though. See this 9-second thing here? It doesn't matter if you get the golem and the wave. Alright, let's look at it from another angle, okay? I got the golem last hit. I got the wave. Okay, so we got some gold. What is our gold actively doing for our teammates? I'm a mid lion. What am I doing? I don't have a dagger. I've killed... wait, let's see. How many heroes have I killed? I've been involved in 3 kills in a 15-minute game. Pretty low kill, right? We've gotten 0 runes. Actually 0 of all the runes that have spawned. We didn't buy ops for our lane. We let our tower get its ass beat, right? So what does this TP actually do? Okay, you got 1 rune. Sorry, you did get a haste rune. That's right. But this TP, if you're the hero that has this spell up and you have all these stuns, TPing to this side of the map means that you can no longer kill this guy, right? This guy doesn't even have a TP scroll. He's showing on the creep wave with no TP, and you just TP'd as far away as you could possibly be from killing the enemy safe laner with all of your spells up. You have a Shaman, you have a Skywrath with his ult, you have a Slardar, and you're TPing to your own safe lane when your Terrorblade's going to respawn in 9 seconds to farm the same spot that you just TP'd to. So what's going to happen is Orange is going to respawn, he's going to see that you TP'd bottom, and he's going to have 2 choices. He can either TP top and contest this guy, right? Or he can go bottom to where he probably wants to be, way more than top right now. And he can farm that area. But now you're kind of forcing his hand, you know? You're making him do that because you're occupying that spot on the map. So you're taking away all of your map presence. You have this ability up that could kill basically anybody on Dire, and you can't use it because you're too far away. And you're forcing your TP to farm in a place that he doesn't want to be. With 1 TP! You gotta think about what you're doing with your TPs. Gotta think about it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, your TPs have all been really bad. Like, actually all of them. But that's okay. That's why we're here to learn.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Alright, so we TP bottom, we wander right back to where we were. Our mid T1 dies. We cast some stun. We get a kill here. Yeah, we're gonna kill Alina. Okay, that's fine. Emma has no ulti. Maybe he dies too. Let's try to use our Midas if we can. There's no reason why we couldn't have Midas the card there, by the way. We just had the spells.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We had the time and the shit to... Okay, so we went for Ags instead of bots. Now, with how much you like to TP, I would probably just rip the bots first. Because then, if you TP and it's bad, at least your TP cooldown is halved. You know? Like, if I were in your shoes, I probably would have just bought the bots. Also, we're kind of like jungling again. Like, hold up. Alright, so we take this fight, right? We take this fight mid. We get a couple of kills. We lost our tier 1. I think you can just walk bottom here. Like, I think you can just walk bottom. You can also look at what's happening mid. Maybe you can do some kind of turn. I know you don't have finger right now. But, like, jungling as Lion is just the fucking worst. Because, again, you just take all this damage, you know? Like, you just lost, like, 300 health to fucking golems. You know? You could just walk here, take 0 damage, counter pressure this wave. You know? Like, counter pressure the wave. Like, this thing is just free real estate. Like, all these heroes have TP'd mid. You don't have resources to fight. So the next best thing, what do we default to? We push the wave. There's a cart here, you know? You don't want this hitting your tower. There's 2 range creeps. You're not even looking around the map to see what is available. Like, you gotta open your eyes. You gotta force yourself to click on waves. You know, you see me click around the map all the time. I'm doing that shit for a reason. It's because I want to see, is my wave pushing? Did someone just TP? Does this guy have a TP? You know, there's so many things that you need to know about the game. It's information gathering. You can see mid on the minimap how many people are actually fighting right now. Nobody can contest you if you go bottom. Ain't a single person on Dire that can be there. So why would you take less money, less gold, take damage while you're doing it, and also not pressure a wave? You know? Like, there's so many things that you lose out on by sitting in the woods when fights are occurring. Because what happens after the fight? You know, what are they going to do? They're going to counter pressure the wave. They're going to go hit a T1. Maybe they go to Roche if it's later in the game. There's so many things that are going to be on their checklist that's going to occur as soon as the fight ends. But if you have counter pressured the wave and there's like a cart and 2 creep waves hitting a T1, they will have to address that. They can't just let it happen. And if they do, that's just map control that you gain because they lose a tower. You know, it's incremental small things that you need to be doing differently to make sure that There's constant pressure being applied, even if you're not present at the fight. You know, this is a really big thing for mids and safe laners too, because you're not always going to be able to attend every single engagement. It just won't happen. So if you're doing this type of farming, this is the least impactful farming you can do. So let's just try to remember that we want to be pressuring waves all the time. Even if you die, it's fine. Because you'd much rather do that than be losing all your HP to creeps. And now, look, you have to go to the wave anyway, right? Because it's just shoving into your face. But you could have been pushing this shit out earlier, and it could have been, like, near the tier 1 by now. If you hadn't taken those 2 camps, you'd be hitting their tier 1 instead of just de-pushing this lane, right? Swap the net worth. Okay, so hold on. So, wait, why did we TP here? Wait, hold on. Oh, you just wanted to finish your item? Is that why you TP'd here? Okay, just use the courier for this. Just use the courier for this. Don't TP. Because, like, circumstances aside, like, this guy just wanders into you and dies, great. But, like, this TP to this location is so awkward, right? Like, just use your courier. That way you have the TP if you need it. This was not an intentional kill. This guy just happened to take the worst possible route away and his team dipped on him, you know? Like, yeah, you have the Ags now. Maybe we get some kills to see what happens. Alright, we got a finger stack. Like, all things considered, we're very strong. Okay, we should chill. Yeah, let's chill.
No, I end your life. That's something.
Alright, yeah, we just don't have finger. We're just low HP again. We have finger in 10 seconds. We're kind of just lingering here. They don't have ult, so this isn't the worst, but you gotta be really careful. Okay, you just took way too much incidental damage there. Okay, we fingered the Ab ulti. Unlucky. Did we just get fatal bonded to death? Is that what happened here? Okay, yeah, so we got fatal bonds cast on us. There needs to be some sense of urgency here. Like, if you have this spell on all 5 of these heroes and you have 500 health, you're like, I don't know if you're not aware that it's on you, or you're not aware of how much damage this will deal to you if a fight actually occurs, right? This spell is really problematic because you have so many heroes that are connected to that are connected to you right now that you can just die. Like, if this guy hits power shot and he hits all these heroes, you actually just die. This guy has power shot right now. If he just hits all these heroes, you die. Now, fortunately, he apparently doesn't have any ability on his keyboard bound, and then he power shots nothing. But if he did, you would be dead.
The Dire's top tower is under attack.
So yeah, just try to pay a little bit more attention to your HP and debuffs and stuff. Alright, so we're like super low health jungling here. Do we get punished? Yeah, we do. Okay. Again, with the urgency, right? Like, there's a fight. You've died twice this way now. 2 times in the same game. You're farming with 1 HP next to their entire team. Next to their entire team, you're just farming a neutral camp. Look at your health, man. Just leave. Just get out. Get to the goddamn chopper. You can't do this. They are right next to you. Not only that, but you're slow as fuck. You're a lion. You don't even have your travels. But the gold? Alright, tell me right now how much gold you're getting. How much gold are you getting for the next 40 seconds? Yeah, you're gonna have to break that habit though, because both these deaths are really, really easily avoidable and terrible. You lose way more money, and you just gave that guy 1,000,000 gold. That guy got 712 gold from killing you. I think he's okay with that trade that you killed 1 creep and he got 700 gold. I think he's fine with it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, that was a good TP. We killed the guy.
This should make my life easier.
Also, it's fine to just buy observers for yourself to place them. Or if your team's not dewarding, you can do your own dewarding too, because, like, if you know a fight just happened, and you are in the area where the fight occurred, it is a fair assumption to think that there would probably be an obs somewhere, right? Like, just a super basic generalization. If a fight just occurred in your own woods, or anywhere really, you can kind of just go, yeah, there might be a ward here. So just, after a fight happens, win or lose for your team, you're always going to be thinking what part of the map you want to occupy next, because there's probably going to be vision where you just died. And if there isn't, then maybe they just don't have wards or whatever. But you still want to always kind of consider that, because there's an obs on you, I think, right now.
Money changes hands.
Also, I do believe in this game, getting like a Blank Dagger earlier would have been really helpful. Removing certain heroes from the fights in games like this where they have big teamfight spells is just really useful. Like, you kill the Warlock straight away. No Fatal Bonds, no Rock. It's just nice. The problem with Lion is that when you blink in, you don't really have an ability to get back out, because you don't have, you know, any sort of skill to escape. So it can be a problem. Why do we always go bottom, man? Like, why are we always on this part of the map? Like, yeah, we killed Alina. We get the wave out. I don't want to see you here. Like, this spot just sucks. Like, your whole team's mid. They still have their tier 1, you know? Like, let's fight for an objective. You're fucking farmed as shit. Let's go use our net worth to influence the outcome of the game, right? We have finger up. You know, we're level 15. We got most of our team just, like, kind of chilling in the mid lane. I guess it's ARAM or some shit. Okay, this guy just walks into us and dies. Awesome. Alright, now we have Blink. See, the thing is, like, yeah, you killed Alina, but you have the ability to turn fights on your own, you know? Like, you have this crazy high damage spell, and you have Aghanim, so it's an AoE. Like, yeah, you get this kill, that's good. But you kind of just want to play with your team. Like, you're not really... You're not connecting on any of the big engagements, you know what I mean? Alright, so we engage on this. Do we die for this play? Oh, we actually had Blink there. Yeah, we do die. Okay. So again, this is kind of the same as before. Lion is a heavy committal hero. We hit like a nice stun. Yeah, we had Blink up for a really long time here. We could have easily blinked away. It's just about urgency, right? Like, you don't think you're in danger there, but you just need to get out. You could have, like, all 3 of these deaths are like the easiest things to avoid in the entire world. 2 of them were just straight up because you were just not looking at where the enemy team was, right? And then this one is because you just didn't hit your Blink Dagger and you had it for like 5 seconds. Simple as that. I don't even think going in there was necessarily a bad thing, but this should more or less be a deathless game so far. Like, the TP usage has been kind of sus. I think out of like your 6 TPs, like 1 of them was okay. That's like the biggest problem. Outside of just playing mid Lion, that's also a huge problem, gonna be honest. Ooh, okay. This is stun. I think at this point, it's already like kind of really hard. Alright, we killed that guy. Nice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard. This game already. It's possible, I guess, but it's gonna be difficult. You just need to ask your team to go with you. You need to, like, be pinging the Slardar and stuff, and, like, asking people to, like, be together so you can use your shit now. Because you're level 18, right? Well, you're 19, but you have level 3 ulti. Yeah, see, this is why you need your team to play next to you. Because when you do this, you need some kind of, like, buffer so they can't just immediately turn around and kill you. So this is when you start needing to do, like, the buddy system and shit. You can ask for a smoke, you can buy your own smoke and ping your teammates. You can just be like, hey, I'm really strong, can we please play around my hero? You know? Just like ping, be like, yo, let's go 5, take mid tower. Bro, it's 28 minutes in, you're level 20, you're the highest net worth in the game by 3,000, and this tower is alive. And you keep fucking going bottom! Stop farming towards bot. Just go mid. You've been here, like, for 20 fucking minutes. Get out of your woods. Get out of the bot lane. Yeah, I mean, like, fine, you get the tower, but, like, look, again, what's happening top? They're fighting over the rune. Like, you're down here, right? You have TP. You just fingered the creep wave. You could be up here fighting with your team. You could kill the PA. You know? Let's see what happens. Do we TP? Yeah, we TP. You killed him here. You killed him here. Hog. Okay. We got the kill. Yeah, like, we're super jacked. Very, very farmed. We don't have to go. Why are we walking back to base? We just killed like 2 heroes and we're going home. Why are we going home? My friend. You could just mana drain the creeps. You don't need to be here. Why, we're still in base? We're still in base. Still in base? Why are we in base? Okay. Okay, so let's think of it this way. Our base is hot lava. I didn't know what to buy. Yeah, who cares? Go be out on the map anyway. Like, just kill creep waves. You know, push, like... You just killed everybody here, and there's 2 creeps at your tower still. Push the wave. It doesn't matter if you don't know what to buy. You need to be pushing the waves all the time. First priority, after a fight ends, you win the fight, kill the creeps. Kill the creeps. Kill the creeps. Don't default to walking to your jungle. Don't TP across the map randomly. Kill the creep wave. Kill the one that's literally right in front of your face. They can't touch you. You just killed everyone. Kill the creep wave. You don't need to decide on your item before you even have money to purchase it in the first place. Like, you didn't even have money. You just bought your other item. You could just be, like, hitting so many more creeps, right? You probably lost, not even kidding, like 800 to 1,000 gold just by walking back to base there. Because you kill the wave instantly, you know? You kill the wave literally instantly. Wow, that guy's tanky as fuck. Every 20 seconds or whatever this shit is, you just delete the wave. You could have had this wave, the top wave right here, push to their tier 2 within like 30 seconds, however long it takes the creeps to walk from one side of the map to the other. Alright, we die here, yeah. Yeah, we die. Alright, so let's see what happens. How did this happen? Alright, so our ward... Did it get dewarded? Let's go back a little bit further. I guess it just got dewarded. Yeah, we're bottom again. I don't know what our obsession is with this part of the map, but we're down here a lot. Alright, so we saw that guy die. He was mid. We're farming this camp. Our ward just died. We were standing around again. Okay, we saw them here. Okay. If you see something like this, right? High ground, no vision. It should be like fucking DEFCON 11 in your brain. This is literally Kenny Loggins coming out to play a fucking acoustic set going, it's the goddamn danger zone. Leave. At least play under your ward, which is right here. You know? Like, just fucking walk to the right, play your vision, you know, chill out. You got this Blink Dagger, you got E-Blade. You can fucking come over here and just chill and see what's gonna happen, right? These players, Maddie, these players have no sense of what's going on. If you just walk to the right, they're gonna just follow you because they see you. They're gonna just walk to the right because they see you there. They're not gonna think about the potential for vision. They're not gonna think about, like, what could happen if we give up the high ground. They're just gonna give it up because they don't know any better, because that's his bracket. So instead of, like, fighting this, because we have no information, you know, we can see this guy over here, but that's it. We never, ever engage this. Like, look at where you're standing. This could be the entire enemy team on the other side of this ramp. You have no fucking idea. You have no clue. And guess what? It is. And now you die.
My hands are tied.
But yeah. 10 out of 10 times, we never go on that. Ever. That is the danger zone. Alright, so that's another however many seconds out.
That wasn't too bright.
Yeah, all of these deaths are quite easily avoidable. It's just like basic how you move around the map, how you perceive danger, right? Like, high grounds with no vision when there's not many heroes showing should always be respected. Every stage in the game.
Radiant's top tower. Radiant's middle tower is taking.
I was mid lane. At this stage in the game, I would say that it's pretty much... It's not over, but you're gonna have to play like a god if you want to carry this one from this point out. The main reason why it's getting hard is because it's 33 minutes in, and you have a TB that basically has 0 money. Like, you have double this guy's net worth. Like, this game, even at this point, I will tell you this game is not your fault. It's just not. Like, you did like, for this bracket, you did a lot. Right? But the mistakes that we made were big enough to where we're probably not even able to win the game at this point. Right? Like, they have too many, like, good scaling heroes. Their PA, their Lina, the Wind Ranger, even the fucking Warlock have more money than your Terrorblade. Like, this guy is just never gonna do anything. You know? How when I'm in my games and I'm like, yeah, this guy is just never gonna contribute. That's this guy. He's never gonna do shit. He's just gonna feed the whole game, and he's not gonna kill anybody. So... unless you want me to keep going, I think we're probably good to stop here. Like, this game is not on you. You played good enough. You played better than probably everyone on your team. But it's mid-Lion, and the mistakes that you made were just... like, you weren't allowed to make mistakes this game if you wanted to win. Yeah, you start losing fights, but that's just it, right? Like, what are they doing? They're walking around as 5. If you walk around as 5 now, at a 10k deficit... if you walk around now at a 10k deficit, you're just going to lose every engagement. They end up buying 3 Lincolns? Yeah, but I'm telling you, even if you lose fights, you're just not going to be able to, like... you're limited. You're one hero. Like, I could tell you the way to perfectly cast your spells, and you'd still fucking lose. Like, we'll watch a fight, but I'm telling you right now, the game is already done. Like, there's not really... like, okay, this guy feeds. Epic. There's not really a whole lot more to be gained from this game. Alright, so at least 2. Okay, if you wanted to win, literally right this second, you are screeching into the mic, go hit Roshan. You're literally yelling as loud as you can at Yellow and telling him to run bottom or TP to Outpost, or your team to TP to Outpost and start killing Rosh. If you want to win, that's the move. You are just directly into the mic to go kill Roshan.
Money to burn.
Written some creeps.
That guy is a
wait. And I mean, like, full on. We just bought a 34-minute phylactery? Why did we buy a phylactery at 34 minutes? Dude, just buy a Dagon. No, it's terrible. It's so bad. Just you could have a Dagon 5. Think about how much lifesteal you'd have in a team fight. Okay. Let me say it another way. Phylactery is an early mid-game item because it gives you HP and it gives you a little bit of damage every 6 seconds on a single target spell. Now, you're thinking probably we have, like, all these single target spells, so obviously it's got to be good, right? Except that it doesn't build up into anything else, and you're fucking loaded! You're Warren goddamn Buffett in this game, bro. You don't want to fill your inventory with mid-game items that don't have a build-up into something better. You have more money than anybody in the game by almost a full item slot. You cannot spend your money on mid-game shit. You could buy Dagon 5, you could buy Hex, you could buy fucking Refresher. You know, there's so many good, like, high-cost options that you have at this point. Phylactery should not be purchased after, like, minute 25. Honestly, even minute 20 is, like, probably pushing it. This item is never to be purchased this late, especially when you have this much money. Like, think about how much damage you could do, right? How much damage does our finger do right now? So we have 780 bonus damage from stacks plus the base. That's like 1730-ish. Yeah, it's so your finger does 1730 damage plus E-Blade, which is 40% more damage. So we're talking like 2.5k, right? Before magic resistance, obviously. And then if you refresh that, is double. If you have a Dagon 5, you're life stealing based off of that damage. What is it, like 19%, I think, for Dagon 5? I don't actually remember. Okay, it's 15. So you heal like 450 damage per person that you hit with Finger. You hit 2 heroes, you get almost 1,000 HP, right? Like, there's just really, really good stuff that you could buy that's not this. This is probably... It still does give you some stuff. I'm not going to say it does literally nothing, but it does close to nothing. And it also costs a fair bit. Yeah, Dagon 5 is very, very low cooldown as well. Alright, so we're kind of going in blind here. I would say this type of move is just kind of psycho. Like, let's look at the situation, yeah? What do? We are completely blind here. We see absolutely nothing. All we can see is this guy getting beat on by an Abba. And I guess we scanned over here, but I think this is the enemy scan. So again, we're the most valuable hero on the map. On the map, we are #1 fucking Duke of New York. We have to put some sort of value on our own life. Yeah, but see, the way you have to look at it is this, Maddie. You know, clicking on that TB's inventory, actually maybe you don't know, because I don't think you clicked on him once the whole game. But you gotta look at the guy's net worth and be like, is this guy worth more than me? Fuck no, dude, he is worth less than half of you. Alright, we get some kills, the PA died, nice. You are the most valuable hero on the map, and it's not close. Alright, so we get some more kills, nice. Again, this is another Roche call, right? 60 seconds on Abba, 40 on Windranger. I guess actually the starter and the TB are dead, maybe we have to wait. But we could set up for it. If you really want to win games, I'm going to tell you right now, it's Roche base. Like, pubs go like this. One team is going to win a couple of fights, and the team that actually kills Roshan usually ends up winning the game because the other team will just forget that it exists. Like, think about this, like, 36-minute game. How many times have either team even ever been in a position to kill Roshan? 0 times. 0 times. 36 minutes. You have Slardar, you have Terrorblade, you have Mass Serpent Wards. Fuck, even your hero does a lot of damage to Roshan. If you are just paying attention to the day-night cycle, like right now it's nighttime, so Roshan's going to be top. So after this fight, you can go to the portal, you can set up vision. Roshan's coming bottom in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You could wait for that timing too. And you could just be like, yo, next fight, let's try to get Roche, right? Just that one call will give you so many more victories in lower MMR because people are just not going to think about it. They're not going to think about where it is. They're not going to think about the day-night cycle. They're not going to think about it. Even if they're fucking standing literally at the pit after a fight, they might not go in at this MMR. Yeah, you've had like 2 or 3 free Roches this game that you could have taken. This one is a bit harder because you would have to wait for Slardar to respawn. But if you ping top and like you have this travel item, you could just start pushing the wave after the fight, right? So if you wanted to set it up, what you would do is this. This fight would be over. You would travel to this wave right now. You would just blast this shit, shove it as hard as you can, like try to get it literally up here, right? And you would be pinging for your team and be like, yo, let's go Roche, right? Because, you know, this guy just golemed, 2-minute cooldown. These guys are dead. They could buy back, but PA doesn't have buy. It'd probably take you about 30 seconds to get here with the wave at this tower, because you, well, maybe like 40. So you kill this wave, the next wave that's coming in, and the wave that's spawning here. And then you are at the pit, and you kill it, right? So if you make that timing, this guy can never have ult, you know? You'd have to go fast, but you could do it. All right, so what do we do? What's our move here? What did we end up doing? All right, we're standing still. We gotta stop just randomly standing still. You gotta learn how to play the game while thinking at the same time. All right, that guy has Lincolns. So we could have figured that out if we clicked on him. We're also just playing off map a lot. All right, we found the Lina. All right, we're doing a billion damage, but so does that guy. We're dead, I think. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, so let's go back. All right, so first we walk into this guy. Okay, we actually saw them the whole time, so we knew they were there. We had a ward. We knew exactly what we were getting into when we walked down here. It's like we see him kill the camp and we want to try to kill him. We're kind of alone. Like right now, I would be thinking about just leaving. Because like I can tell kind of that you don't look at the minimap that much when you're fighting. You need to practice like looking down here and looking at what you're doing at the same time. It just has to be a skill. It has to be a skill. If it's not a skill, then you're going to have situations like this where you feel like I need to get out. But I'm going to like you could theoretically kill this guy and then get out if you do it fast enough. But you would have to know that going in. Because like this guy just walked into you in full vision and hit you with a shackle when you could have easily just blinked out of it. You know? But I'm saying like this isn't something where I can tell you like, yeah, okay, you know, do this differently. You just got to look at your map. Like if you look at your map there, you're fine. Alright, so we ate the eggs. What are we gonna buy? I would say that eating the eggs is probably not good. Mostly because... Okay. You lost a bunch of HP, right? Which you want to have the HP, because obviously you can still be killed. So we eat the eggs to buy another item. The problem with this is that we wouldn't have buyback if we buy the other item, so we're basically just losing an inventory slot worth of stats. Yeah? Because you can't buy an item after having eaten the eggs and have buyout because you don't have enough money. So eating the aghanims is just a mistake because now you've just lost EHP and you can't buy the item that you were going to buy anyway. So let's not do that in the future either. Alright, so we got team wiped. Now, you look at the situation and basically the reason your whole team died was because of you. And I know that sounds harsh, but let me explain. When you die bottom like that, other people will go to that area at this bracket because they don't know any better. They're doing the same stuff you're doing. They're farming bad camps. They're not pushing the wave enough. Like, you guys haven't had a wave across the river except for right now for like the past 40 minutes. Which means that nobody is playing the waves, right? Also, yeah, we have 2 Kayas, you know, whatever. They don't stack, but... honestly, I'm less about the items and stuff now, because, like, yeah, our inventory should be a little bit different. We should probably not have purchased the phylactery or the second Kaya. So yeah, we'll just say, you know, minus 5k net worth. So we're probably roughly the PA's net worth right now. But, like, your death bottom actually results in your whole team being dead, and that is how you have to perceive it. Even if it's not your fault, like, you didn't make them go in, but you dying and then them going in after only happened because you died, right? So if you're just alive there because you look at the map and you blink away from the shackle and you don't die, then nobody on your team dies either. Or at least the fight's different, right? Alright, so we bought back here? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Hold up. Did we double tap here? I think we did, right? Because there's no way we ever blink over here. We blink over here like 10 times out of 10. Okay, so you just double tap. I thought so. Okay, so this buyback is like... General rule of thumb, don't buy back if your TP is on cooldown. Just don't do it. If they're like here, then you can buy back. But we're not going to buy back when we don't have a TP because we can't immediately rejoin the fight. And the chance of us connecting on the fight is just really, really low. So this buyback is like completely worthless. I mean, they have 3 people dead, so you could technically like de-push the lane and stuff, but it feels bad to be dead. But now you won't have buyback for a fight that happens inside of your base for the next 8 minutes, and that's a problem because they're ahead and they're obviously going to be looking for stuff. I mean, even now, you could rush. Like, actually, right now, you could rush. So, okay, you buy back, right? Let's like, Giga Brain this and think of a way that we could have used our buyback. Okay. Our team is pushing mid. We're not with them. We have travels. We could just be here, too. You know? You could have screamed, hey, go rush. You know? We have this Slardart hero. We have this TB hero. We could have all TP'd here. We could have taken this. We could have had a nice next fight. We could have even taken the Aegis ourselves because we just used our buyback for it. And that way, you know, if we do fight again, you know, maybe this guy has buy and then we have a respawn so our buyback doesn't feel as bad. We could be here. We could be hitting the tower with these guys because they only have 2 heroes alive. And whenever there's whenever there's a fight on the map that results in you winning, the first thing that you should do is look for the nearest objective and take it. And this is the nearest objective. So you actually have time right now, 50 seconds, to kill this tower, because this guy has meta. TP here, kill this, go here, and take this probably before they have a chance to get in. So, big lift, right? You're just hitting some carts. You kill the wave. Okay, great. Now, see, look at this, right? They're going in as 2 heroes. Now, why did they make this move? They made the move because you were showing top. They made the move because you were literally hitting stuff top, but you have travels. So this move is actually a mistake by them because you could be here, right? You could TP in, you could be here, your Slardar's here, you could be 3v2ing this, save your Terrorblade who has Sunder, and turn this fight. And theoretically, you could do this and then Roche, right? But we're fucking slurping some Ancients, you know? We're not even looking at the screen. Yeah, but you can't look at it that way because better players are going to make that move every time because you're showing, right? Assuming you don't have travels. If you do have travels, they might not make the move. But you have to look at it that way because if you don't, then you're going to keep making the same mistakes, right? It is still objectively a mistake to farm the wave like you did. It just is. It doesn't matter what they thought. It's just still bad, right? Like, that's how you have to look at it. It doesn't matter what the result was. The only thing that matters is that as soon as you bought back, you see those heroes in the mid lane hitting the T2, and you go, hey, this is an objective worth taking. I can actually be here. I have all of my spells. Right? And unless they have buybacks, we're going to be vibing. And even if they do have buybacks, we're pretty fast and we have a dagger. We could theoretically get out of that situation. But Roshan was probably the best call that you could have made of any of those. Alright, so what do they do? 5-man mid? What's going on here? The game ends very soon. I'm guessing we just die in our base. Alright, so we got the rock. Our starter is Didge. Yeah, okay, so starter doesn't have buyback. We still have our cloak too. Yeah, everyone just dies here. Our TB actually is so poor, dude. Holy fuck, it's crazy. Yeah, neither team took Roshan. 45-minute game, 0 Roshas were taken. Yeah, I mean, taking the fight outside of the base is definitely not great, but it's not really... Like, baiting the rock is actually fine if everybody just runs away, but it's really hard to expect people to do that at this level. Alright, so we died and the game's over. But yeah. Definitely a shit ton of stuff we could do better, for sure. The big ones are like, you gotta really think about where you are on the map and why you're there and why you're TPing. Like, and please, if you're gonna go mid, buy your observer wards, because not having any rune control in mid is like, that's half the reason you go mid, to get power runes. If you're never getting any because you can't see shit, then you're just not, like, impacting the game, you know? Like, the impact of the mid comes from runes. It comes from the DDs, the haste, the regens, the fucking, you know, the shield runes even are really fucking powerful. I mean, I wouldn't even consider him top net worth. I think these two purchases are just really bad. Like, I would minus 7k net worth from his inventory because these really don't do anything. He's basically, like, down here between these two heroes. IMO. Yep. That's it. All done.